Hey guys, I'm back with another video today, and today I have a really good review. See, about 2 days ago, I just saw Spider-Man No Way Home. All right, now I must warn you, there are gonna be some major spoilers. All right, so if you haven't seen the movie yet, and you don't want any spoilers, get off this video right now. All right, let's get it. So in the beginning of the movie, now that Peter Parker's identity was completely revealed, him and MJ had to just swing away as far as I can, right? And I'm exploring. I'm gonna be skipping a few parts, but really they okay. First, everyone was completely upset. Like they've been asking questions, and especially J. Jonah Jameson, like this Spider-Man is in fact Peter Parker. Like, I mean, and also now now I already told you I'm gonna be skipping some parts, and then and then when they showed Happy's old photo on TV, he said at least it was they used a good photo. And then when I saw that stick, the stick, and it showed Matt Murdock, Charlie Cox's Daredevil. Whoa, I was so hype. Like, I already knew that the Daredevil TV show was in the MCU, but oh my goodness. Woo. And that might have been like a teaser because I saw Hawkeye episode 5 where that photo was Kingpin from the Daredevil TV show. And that in the most okay. And my favorite part of the scene was when Matt Murdock caught that brick, the brick from the window without even looking. And then next, so Peter Parker wants to go wants to make everyone forget who he is. So he goes to Camartage, where Doctor Strange is. Then he asks him that to make a spell and make it so the Mysterio never reveals his identity. And then they go to the room, they go to the runes, and then Wong warns him not to cast a spell. But he chose to cast a spell. And then Doctor Strange said, "Nice knowing you, Spider-Man." Then Peter was confused. And then he said the entire world's about to forget that Peter Parker is Spider-Man, like everyone. And he keeps on talking. Peter keeps talking too much and ruining the spell. Like MJ, Ned, Aunt May, everyone. And then he was like talking too much, and then Doctor Strange actually accidentally released the spell, and then like everything was like falling apart, and and Doctor Strange was angry, and then next, Peter Parker goes to visit MJ's mother, or I forget, is that her mother? And then he sees people running. And then next thing you know, it was Doc Ock. Doc Ock from the Raimi verse. Oh man, it was a hype scene. Like when every time I see the tentacles, Doc Ock's tentacles, I just think of the Raimi verse all over again. And he said hello Peter. But Tom Holland's Spider-Man doesn't know him. Like he said, what do you do to my machine? Like, and then they get to fighting and all that, and then under the bridge, Doc Ock's tentacle actually ripped a part of Spider-Man's Iron Spider suit, and then he can actually, the tentacle can actually absorb nanotechnology, which makes sense because his tentacles are made of nanowires. So it can basically absorb other nanotechnologies, and as soon as like his face is revealed, like he's like, "You're not Peter Parker," and then they go back. go back to like the cave of Camartage, where all the other villains, and then I saw the lizard. Now, the lizard, I'm not really a huge fan of, but he's pretty cool. And then Peter Parker creates an own magic suit of his own, and then outside he saw Electro, Jamie Foxx's Electro, and he okay, woo! But then once Electro was this close to blasting him away, Sandman appeared, and he said, "Peter, it's me, Flamarco." But then Peter said, "I'm Peter, but I'm not your Peter." And then Sandman gets all confused and stuff, but that doesn't matter to him. He still teamed up with Spider-Man, and they both took down Electro, and apparently made him normal again. Like he has his normal body back, and Jamie Foxx, Max Dillon isn't looking as nerdy as he used to look in the Amazing Spider-Man 2. And now they go back to the cave where he actually where Electro actually knows who Dr. Kirk Connors is, because they're in the same universe. And now and now they that he explained Electro explained how the lizard tried to turn the whole city to lizards. And next scene. Now Electro discovers Tony Stark's technology, and Spider-Man actually made an arc reactor for him to get his power back. But then Electro turns on him, like he betrays him, and now everything's just going chaotic. But then Ned Leeds, Peter Parker's best friend. He has the sling ring, Doctor Strange's sling ring, that can create portals and stuff like that. And he can actually, okay, he did the magic portal stuff, and then he was trying to find Peter Parker, right? And then Peter Parker, he found Andrew Garfield's Peter Parker, and then when he hopped through that portal and I saw his suit, I was like, I was geeking out. And I was like, show me Andrew. Then he took his mask off. I was like, yes, sir! Like I was squeaking at the top of my lungs. Like, I was geeking out so much. But then MJ did him and MJ did a little funny scene where he's begging him to climb on the ceiling, and he did it, and then Ned uses the sling ring again to use the find the portal, or find Peter Parker thing. Like I said, find Peter Parker, and then next thing you know, Toby actually appeared. I was freaking out on the inside. I was like, I felt like butterflies and stuff. Like it was pretty crazy. And they discovered that Toby and Andrew discovered each other, and really they eventually meet. And then Toby and Andrew actually meet Tom Holland. Now and then they explain to him like what they're going. They explain to him that they know what Tom is going through and stuff like that, and they taught like how they were both taught that with great power comes great responsibility. Man, that line gets me every time. And really, so they go back to the lab, and they found out how to invent a cure for all the villains, and but then here's an iconic scene. Then when Tom Holland was trying to get his web fluid, then I said, what's that for? Then Toby said, what's that for? Then Tom Holland said, it was my web fluid. Why? Then he just shows off his organic webs. It's like, and then Ned was like, that stuff came out of you? And I was like, well, yeah, you can't do that, huh? But and then that Andrew actually asked Toby, "Are you gonna dress up as a cool youth pastor, or are you wearing your suit?" They just pull out a suit, and then they actually, then then in the next scene, they were having spider bonding, and they were explaining like what type of villains they fought, and the pain they were going through and stuff like that, life stories. And next thing, like they were having back problems and stuff, and and then Andrew and Tom keeps asking Toby how he has organic webs, how they come out of his wrists, like naturally, and and then and then dang, I just lost my mind. Oh, and then Electro pops up again, and the three Spider-Men team up, right? They team up and fought the villains, but they were doing a horrible job at first, working together, because Toby and Andrew never really been a part of a team. They've always been like a solo act, and they've always been like a solo type of Spider-Man. And then Tom Holland, Peter Parker, brags about how he's in the Avengers, and then Toby and Andrew have no idea what the Avengers are, right? And really, they come up with a plan. Like they choose one at a time, one villain at a time to cure, and the plan they already formed their plan. Then they jumped off the construction site and just swinged. They just swing together, and then they do such an iconic poses. And then the villains and that shot, bro. The shot of the three Spider-Man and the Sinister Six, well, Sinister Five. The Sinister Six, they were fighting, and they chose to cure Sandman first, right? But their plan is starting to mess up, and as the cure and when Andrew has a Sandman cure, he passes it to Toby and no, not Toby. He passes it to Tom. Then Tom passes it to Toby, and then he clicked the button and cured Sandman, and I'm so glad that they brought back. I'm so glad that they didn't recast any of these actors, because then that'll mess the whole franchise up. And Sandman was turning normal and human again. So, in the next, they had to cure the Lizard. Okay, and then Lizard discovered like a portal, discovered the portal that Ned couldn't close, and then Ned keeps trying to close and close, and then Lizard came through the portal, and then tried to attack him, and really, MJ tossed the Lizard cure to Tom, and then the Lizard bit it, and then he turned into Dr. Kirk Connors again. And then finally they had to cure, and then they had to cure Electro, and Electro was too powerful, especially because of his arc reactor. And then Doc Ock showed up, like Electro had Toby and Andrew right by the throat, and Octavius, he showed up. I thought he was like working together with them at first, but he actually grabbed onto Electro with his tentacle, and then pulled the arc reactor off, and then cured him. But then Andrew goes to talk to Max Dillon, and discovering him like that, how he's not a nobody, and how he can do great things in life. And then Electro, this is one of my favorite lines. And they said, "Thought she was gonna be black," and then he said, "There's gotta be a black Spider-Man out there," and that was actually a Miles Morales reference. And in the next scene, we still had Green Goblin a cure, right? And then they did. He actually took the box and put a bomb on it before Spider-Man can catch the bomb, but then the bomb blew up, and then the multiverse was forming, and and then MJ was falling off the building, and then Tom Holland tried to save her, like they were this close to touching hands, but then Green Goblin swooped him up before he could save her, and then Andrew came in and saved her. Now, when he saved her, like he was thinking about how he could have saved Gwen in Amazing Spider-Man 2, and really Tom and Green Goblin were Tom Holland was angry because Green Goblin killed Aunt May. That was one of the saddest moments of all of Marvel. And really Peter Parker was angry. He was punching, kicking, and slamming him down and stuff. Then he was this close to killing him with his glider. He picked up his glider. Then he tried to stab him. He tried to stab him with the glider. Toby intervened and stopped him. And then he just said nothing. Just put it down. But then this moment really scared me. All right, this moment really scared me. Like Green Goblin actually stabbed Toby. Right, I thought that scene really scared me. That made me so sad, and I actually thought he was gonna die, but thank God that he didn't. And really the Doctor Strange couldn't close a multiverse, and then Tom Holland wanted to knew that it was the only way to stop it from happening. And he told Strange to cast a spell that everyone completely forgot who he was, even as Peter Parker. And he knew he had to take that risk, and his best friend Ned, his girlfriend MJ, they all had to forget about him, forget who he to forget who he is. And it was really sad scene. And then Toby and Andrew were going home, right? Toby and Andrew were going home. And then and then they had the group hug, and this movie was amazing. It was amazing. And then that's not all. He eventually moves into his Peter Parker, Tom Holland. He moves into his own apartment. He tries to living a normal life, two different lives, Peter life and Spider-Man life, and he got to start his life all over again, and without anyone to remember him, with no family, no friends, nothing. But then he invented a new suit, which I think that suit looks like something from the Spider-Man PS4 game, like, because it was really shiny. And it looked like a suit from the game. And really, that's not all. See, the post-credit scene, well, basically a preview of it was a sneak peek of Doctor Strange 2, right? Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, and Wanda, Scarlet Witch was there, and Strange Supreme, Doctor Strange's evil counterpart. That scene hyped me up, and then in the after credits, Eddie Brock and Venom we're at the bar, right? And I thought that really I was a little bit upset because Venom wasn't in the fight between the villains and the Spider-Man, but I'm still glad they at least got him a cameo in Spider-Man No Way Home. And and that ending in Venom 2 was amazing. Like, that ending was crazy. But then that is it. That was the credits. And I'm so sorry for the spoilers. But if you already seen the movie, you don't have to worry about it. But if you haven't seen the movie, like, I tried to warn you to get off this video if you don't want any spoilers. All right? So anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video. Make sure to like this video, click that subscribe button, and follow me on my TikTok. The link is in the description below. Peace.